gentlemen. Welcome to episode 4 of the Whining Robot. Episode 4?
5.
Episode... fuck. that I had it right. Episode 5 of the Whining Robot podcast. This episode is called Metalhead. How y'all doing today?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, the levels are settled now.
What?
Wow. This is...
What?
I kind of just lost all sense of meaning right now.
Okay. Well, as awkward as that is, I'm going to
It's not even awkward, dude.
move on to
I literally did.
the premise.
I just felt like the air got taken out, bro. I don't think I can continue this.
Your life's over. I'd kill you right now. Continue on as
This
myself.
I introduced the podcast, right?
Yeah, you did. Yes, that was about maybe less than a minute ago.
Episode 4. I said that.
Yep. You made a mistake. It's actually episode 5.
This is the worst intro we've ever done, dude.
Yep, I agree. But it happened, so we're gonna move on.
I'm gonna have to cut this all off. If I don't cut this all off, you're listening right now. I'm probably not going to. I will try, but it will depend on how I feel later today. This is so trash, bro. But it wasn't trash like the episode.
Yes, the episode was quite eventful.
Yeah.
Once again, they drop you in the middle of the world of a cinematic universe that they created and give you no explanation as to what's going on. But the episode has 3 characters. Starts off with 3 characters. I should also mention that the whole episode is in black and white.
Yeah, some Twilight Zone.
Yeah, there's no color. Oh, obviously, which is black and white means, but whatever. Anyways, yeah. So there's 3.
You
There's 3.
said black and white, then you said there's no color.
Yeah. So there's 3 characters, right? And they go to this warehouse looking for a certain some item or something, and it appears to be a post-apocalyptic world, where like humanity has fallen or something, and these guys are just trying to survive. So they go to this warehouse and they encounter what seems to be some sort of security system that they refer to as dogs. So it's like a electromechanical device. Walks on 4 legs.
It's
goes around and like protects the warehouse, I guess.
What are those things called? Like chia pets? No, not the chia pets. Those are plants. Like the little robo dogs that exist now, but like 100 million times deadlier. You know, like the Roblix. Dude, there's a freaking robot dogs. Those exist already.
Like the toy dogs?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but they're obviously not as sophisticated as this thing. Like
there's
brand. No machine learning embedded in the toy dogs.
But just picture those, but like literally, like breaking your skull and chasing you in 80 miles per hour and slamming into your car.
Yeah.
They made them like cheetah wolf robot shotgun, like super fast, man.
Yeah.
Super deadly machines.
Yeah, I think to me, I think it was like, because they talk about it in the beginning, like, oh, the dogs killed all the pigs and stuff. It's just like maybe there was some sort of like Skynet type thing where the dogs just like went a revolution or some shit, and they started killing all everything that was alive.
Wait, they said that the dogs just happened to kill all the pigs? They said that?
Yeah, they said in the beginning episode when they were driving to the warehouse saying, oh, like the like that there used to be pigs there. It's like, yeah, until the dogs killed them all.
Oh, so they're just killing anything living.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming.
That's
what I'm speculating.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go around chasing living things, I guess.
Yeah, so the plot for this one is really simple. 3 people, they get chased down by a dog. 2 of them die, and then it's basically like some Michael Myers slasher film.
Yeah, just a survival. The people trying to survive or whatever. And the whole time it's just you're being chased. This woman is being chased by one dog, and she ends up like taking him out towards the end. Then she's still
2 clean shots, bro. That was so nice.
She still ends up like being in trouble because when the thing died, it shot out a little bomb thing that
like
embedded
really
trackers all over her body, and then there are more dogs were coming. As like the episode ends, like the camera starts to travel around the land. You see that more dogs are coming to find her and then potentially kill
Yeah,
her.
at that point, it kind of felt like, because they offered no explanation whatsoever. So it's like you were zoomed in, just trying to pick up pieces of the world through dialogue and through just looking. But then at the end, they show you, like, okay, this is how it is everywhere. And there's millions of them, and they all want to kill you.
Mhm.
And that's how it's probably how long you think, dude, relating to the theme of the Black Mirror universe as a whole, I think this is definitely in the future. This is
Mhm.
probably the most advanced time frame that we've seen so far, right? Because nothing else could exist.
Right, there's like
in it.
some post-apocalyptic stuff saying like I said, and I guess technology has finally destroyed us.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic. It's like a zombie story. Like, it's like that Will Smith. What is it called?
Yeah.
I Am Legend.
Yeah.
Feel like I Am Legend, except that instead of zombies, they're mechanical dogs. So it's the same like cliches with that.
Yeah,
but
and then you end up finding out that all they were looking for was a
Mm,
teddy bear. They
I
just wanted a
was-
teddy bear for their dying,
I
for her
literally-
dying sister's son.
It's the whole time I thought it was like a vaccine or something, or a medication, but no, they oh, this is a big theme time, drum roll. Okay, the theme of this is it's a cold world. That's what this is. Robots are thought of as cold, calculated.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematography of it also really cold and frigid and with sharp edges and no life in it. Also relates to the dogs, and they were willing to risk their lives for a teddy bear because apparently in this world there's no warmth. Probably physically, there's probably no heaters on or anything like that. Because she had a huge jacket and she was
all
running
three of
around.
them had coats on.
And also metaphorically within each other as a society. So since it was a scarce resource, teddy bears offered, warmth. It was as important as a vaccine would have been, or as medicine. Warmth is medicine. Look at that.
Look at you, and analyzing the world.
Wow.
You're
It's
so-
important. It's important. Hug your kids, man. Love your wife. You know that thing? Hide your kids, hide your wife. Love your kids, man. Love your wife. While they're here.
fuck 'em.
Give them teddy bears and stuff, and flowers, and all that. I don't want to go into like the whole, AI technology type. We already talked about this probably so many times.
Yeah.
That's an obvious in every Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, it was just a dog that was learning what device it was learning how to kill, or whatever, and that's its main objective was to kill, and it was learning how to do that.
So she died at the end, right? Definitely, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. There was
She got, like, 20
like 4 or
things.
5 dogs that you could see that were coming after her,
Oh man.
and she ran out of shotgun shells, so she did.
I wonder how it got out of hand. Because if they could die,
Mm-hmm.
you don't think a military could have taken them out?
I think
Just drop like nukes? Because I mean, if a shotgun shell took him out, I thought that Metalhead would. I thought it was gonna end with it being bulletproof, and then
yeah, but I don't think the dogs were the cause of the apocalypse. I think they were just remnants of like our technology, technological downfall.
probably there was 2 civilizations killing each other with dog type things, and they're just the things that ended up surviving after all the people were gone.
Yeah, the downfall of humanity is like this is just a remnant of the society. Or
That's a
whatever.
good analysis. So it wasn't even the dog that took everybody out.
Yeah, because like you said, I mean, we could if they were literally just these tiny 4-legged things, didn't really, unless there were like billions and billions of them. I think the armies could
And that asks the question:
could take them out.
if there was so many of them, do you think they were like servants? They were like a consumer good at one point, or more like, and then that's why they mass produced so many of them, or was it like a weapon?
I think it was more of a weapon than because I mean it has a fucking shotgun thing.
Oh yeah.
Right, and then when its shotgun arm fell, like it had to break its shotgun arm, it sought a secondary weapon, and it got the knife, and as soon as it went in the house, it was like, all right, I'm gonna go to the kitchen, and get this young knife out of the
That's
the knife block. It's like he knew that he wanted to kill someone, that he needed a weapon because his shotgun thing was gone.
I really like how it. The reason I said like it was some servant type of thing is because of the way it got into the doors. Like it always had the correct thing, and it obviously is a computer, so it just hacked whatever system there was there. But I don't know. That just reminded me of like a butler or something. But no, it's far.
I mean, it was probably like I said, a security system, or it was a military device kind of thing, and then it was programmed to kill certain things, and then
And you just got out of control.
Or maybe there was some war, and then the war ended, but they never like decommissioned all these dogs because it ended up being like mass genocide from war.
Okay, we're back. And the post-apocalyptic, so what happened? Is there anything else, really? Because, like I said, I don't want to get into how we're in danger of that becoming us with the advancement of artificial intelligence. That's obviously a huge backdrop. But other than that, it was pretty cut and dry slasher thing.
Or maybe, like we said before, they just went and go after any living organism.
It had to be any living because we mentioned about the pigs. Why does it want to kill life? I like that it was black and white, man. It was cool. It's new. It's definitely gonna stand out in my lexicon of.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think
Black
it
Mirror
also pairs with the fact that there's like kill or be killed kind of thing, right? There and also with the like how you were saying that there wasn't much else to the episode. It's just like a very like, cut and dry. It's like very like we gotta survive or we're gonna die.
Yeah, there's no in between.
Right.
Oh man, it kind of, if you put it that way, it kind of had to be in black and white. It couldn't be any other. Right. It couldn't be Technicolor.
Right, because there wasn't anything else in the episode.
There's no gray area. It was just everything. There's nothing to explain here. Mm-hmm. That'll make it difficult for a podcast now, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Make it real difficult. Yo, we got 14 minutes, dude.
We're 14 minutes in and we got nothing else to say.
But I think this
sounds good.
This is definitely not our fault, because if we're correct in our explanation thus far, that's kind of how it's supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And I understand the Netflix creators wanting to change the pace from all the layering and just put something in your face, something nice and easy to consume.
Yeah, because the rest of the episodes can be pretty heavy with stuff, and you just like.
Dude, the other ones we got 40 minutes in, and there was still more stuff.
You just have to like stop and like analyze it. Maybe not in the sense that you're gonna go do a podcast about it, but like you gotta stop. And
everybody should do podcast
and drink it in and be like, hey, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, and it has a lot of.
But this one was just like kind of like a break from all the intense themes and all the intense interactions between humans or whatever to just a simple like I gotta survive.
Yeah, the only human thing that we saw was the reason why they were out there, which is to find teddy bears. That was the only human thing we saw. Other than that, we might as well have been watching a National Geographic special with an impala running away from a cheetah. We might as well have seen that. It was the exact same thing.
Which is what I saw last night, but that's besides.
You saw some Animal Planet action?
Yeah, it's called The Hunt on Netflix also.
Ooh, The Hunt, dude.
And the first episode is a cheetah trying to
super solid
attack impalas.
And it goes away, right? If the cheetah fails?
Yeah.
There was it the one where it was like lurking in some like trenches?
Yeah, that's that one. That's the first episode.
And it gets into the trench and then it freaking escapes out.
Like biting it and stuff and killing it.
You're like,
but then the impala's like, nah, fam, not today. Not
today.
And he runs away.
The those things are so underappreciated. You know, as a kid, I would watch those, and barely until now, I'm realizing just how much effort goes into it. The cinematography, the different angles they cut to, they must have how many cameras, and to edit that so seamlessly with the music. And then I saw on Facebook also that obviously they're far away, so they can't get the sounds. So they'll put like a dude working specially for sound effects. Like they'll have a guy with like a broom, like like the rustling of the leaves, and when a rabbit steps on the snow, they'll have like a little thing that he squishes, and they add all those in post production. And I was like, Oh man. And
Yeah, I mean that's why it takes them
that's
like
why they're so special. Shout
two
out to those
years or 3
guys.
years to release a season.
Shout out to them. They gotta go out there and get just tons of footage that'll be broken down into a couple second shot.
Yeah, it takes. I
Get
think
out of town.
they just released the Planet Earth 2 season, or what I think it was like 6 episodes, maybe 4 episodes, and I think it probably took them like 3 or 4 years to get all that
Man.
get all that done, and they just released it like maybe 2 months ago or 3 months ago.
And just breaking down raw video,
Mhm.
trying to get the good shots. You know they fail probably a lot of times.
Mhm.
I just saw a recent one. It was called Big Cats, BBC One,
Mhm.
and they focused on the feline family, and there's apparently 40 different types, and I didn't know cats were so diverse, man. There's tiny little like probably like as big as my hand, and I got like a small hand paws. Shout out to Trump, but it's probably like this big, and it's a wild cat, bro. It lives out in the I think in Africa, and it's literally a kitty, but it's an adult, and it's like killing crickets and stuff. Like it's out there. I wonder how that survived. There probably must be no eagles or anything taking it out.
Is that a desert animal or something?
It was in the
cat?
desert. It was like
Desert
more
cat?
desert, yeah. And
Okay.
they're super tiny. But then you get to like the Siberian tiger. What? Like it's the same thing. They both. I bet they have the same instincts. They just look different.
Just yeah, completely different in size.
Like you want one as a pet, another one you want to kill from 200 miles away. You want this shit to be away from you. Wow. But yeah, animal documentary. Shout out to those people. If you're one of those listening right now and you're in you're you're a video producer, National Geographic, Animal Planet, Discovery Channel, History Channel, any of those, super kudos to you guys. I know you guys, nobody ever talks about you guys. But yeah, getting back to the episode, dude, this is so dead.
But I really like the dog itself. It's like
It looks sleek. It's cool.
It's like very, like you said, very sleek looking. It's all very sharp edges, and it's just like super smooth. And the legs are just like.
Yes, there is. That thing does not fuck around. That's one thing that differentiates it from like a slasher, where the slasher film, the person killing will like drag to kill. That thing, as soon as it gets a clean shot, like you're gone. Like
Yeah.
there's no time for like to be a hero or anything like that. You can't run away from those things. That's like a genius, scary move for it when it dies to just pop out trackers. No wonder the humanity got bamboozled. If every time you kill one of those things, like you're just fighting for your life, you're not gonna remember that thing shoots out freaking trackers at the end. You know, you were too busy.
This thing, and then it alerts. I guess it's boys, and he's like, "Hey, yo, I'm dead. I'm dead, but
R.I.P. But come through.
come through, bro. We got something for you."
Oh man, when that first guy got taken out, I was so shook. 'Cause it shot that thing and it blasted him, and then it just blasted him. His freaking brains were all over the warehouse door.
Yeah, and it went and it shot him. So that's when you first learn that it's a device that shoots to kill.
Yeah.
Because it shoots him in the shoulder, or in the chest or stomach or whatever, but it recognizes that he's still alive, so then it goes up to him and says, "Bow!" right in the head.
Dude, yeah. And
So
then
it shoots to kill.
yeah, it's not messing around whatsoever. And also with the dude, when it jumps into it, that thing was hauling at least 60 miles per hour, bro. And it finally managed to get in there, and then it just shotgunned the guy right in the back of the skull.
Mm-hmm. It is supposed to be like whatever it was made of, like extremely durable stuff, and then just boom.
Dude, I had a question. Was there a theme of water, or was that just me? Because they focus on the river. They also focus on her drinking it. And they also, when she runs the faucet, there was also a second where they focus on the river. I mean, on the stream of the water itself. Did you see it once get into water?
It was like a distraction kind of thing. Because
water is a distraction.
well, not not like
Metaphorically.
not metaphor, but like it was used as a distraction for either for her or for the dog, because she takes the cap. Well, she drinks the water, foreshadowing that she's gonna use the bottle or of some in some way,
Mm-hmm.
and then she puts the tracker that was in her shin into the bottle, and she throws it in the river, and they're like, okay, but then she uses the flow of the river to move the bottle along, and it's a distraction for the dog because the dog is following the tracker, thinking it's her.
Yeah.
So that's the one. That's the one instance, and the second is when she's trying to clean herself of the blood and stuff. The sound of the water running hides the sound of the dog like walking through the house for her, so it distracts her
Oh, it was a
from
flip.
hearing
It was a
the
flip on it.
dog.
Oh, I thought it was something more, because I think in like the first episode I mentioned that I had listened to a podcast where they were talking about robots taking over. They're like, yo, the robots are here, and one of the ways he dealt with it, he said out right. Well, the other thing could be, get the water out, because aren't they made at their core of circuits based on electricity, and doesn't water mess with that?
I mean, yeah, but it could
If it's
just be waterproof or
yeah,
water.
it could
That's
just.
pretty easily solved.
Oh man.
Like a lot of phones are waterproof
But
today.
if you immerse it though, dude, I just want to like get that thing and like shove it in the river and just get. But yeah, if it's the army thought of that, man.
Yeah, this is something that they're probably thinking about today as they're designing these new things.
They're designing our phones to be.
Because there was a
Oh
video. I don't know if you saw it. A video a couple weeks ago or maybe a month ago. That came out of this like yellow robot that like learned to open the door.
Open like and move the thing and then.
Yeah, so like turn the knob and
Oh
then
my
pull the door,
God.
hold the door open, and then so walk itself through or whatever.
That's a so we're building these things that are supposed to help us by making them waterproof.
Yeah, and like the
Opening
immediate
doors.
reference of when that video came out, where it's just like Metalhead, Black Mirror, Metalhead. Like everybody
Oh,
immediately
they already caught on.
referenced
Doing
the
a
episode
service.
to that thing.
Oh no, we're in what is it called? Dire straits.
And it's not the first one. I mean, Boston Robotics. I
They're
think that's what the name of the company is. Or
They're like a famous robo technology firm.
yeah, they think they were acquired by Google or Microsoft. I'm not sure.
One of the big shots.
Yeah, but they were also in the middle of building a similar device.
Man, no.
And then it would learn to. I think there's videos of it picking up stuff and then stacking boxes, and then it's self-balancing technology where like they'll kick it, and it'll just come back to itself or whatever. If it falls, it'll stand back up.
Oh man.
And if you kick it, not with enough force to knock it over, it'll just kind of try to catch itself from falling. And then there's also a video of it walking on ice. And it's like
I know
it's-
exactly what you're talking about. I actually saw that video in high school,
like it's slipping or whatever. But that's probably like an older video.
and it looks super scary. It looks like a huge tarantula, like.
So it end up and trying to balance itself. So that's like a huge test for the technology. But like that was a while ago. But then to now, it's just like we're like way beyond that. I think. Right
Oh
now.
no!
I don't know.
Man.
I don't know what the focus is right now as far as those types of devices. But I'm pretty sure it's pretty far ahead kind of stuff.
Oh my God, we're playing ourselves right now.
It's the focus is probably actually machine learning right now, like the one that they released where it's like they told it go to the door and open it, and then it had to learn how to open that door, because not every door is going to be the same, right? So you can't
Oh no!
you can't just program it to say turn knob, pull door, and then walk through, because then sometimes the door has like different types of handles, and then or the door will have a hinge that'll make it close, like self-close.
You know why? Because they're made for
With
humans,
springs or
bro.
whatever.
They're made for humans who can say, "Huh, this is not a push." Yo, I still push on pull doors, bro.
Right. Or sometimes it'll have to push, sometimes it'll have to pull.
Yeah.
It'll have to learn from,
Oh my
from
God.
that. And that's such a simple task, but it probably takes like a lot
Complicated.
to be able to get that robot to learn how to do it.
Mm. Yeah, because over there it just knew if it was a USB port, if it was a micro one, if it was an Apple, it just configured
Yeah, it
to
configured itself,
exact form.
its extensions to try to open that door in the episode,
Oh man,
or start the van or whatever.
going back to okay, so I saw that video. That's a good point. Yeah, a teacher actually showed it to us. I think it was in AP Human Geography. I don't know why he was showing us that, but yeah, it looks scary, and that's a robot, Because when I think, all right, fuck it, we're going to AI, bro. Not directly like the cliche way, but there's different types of ways that we could die here. The way that I was more concerned about wasn't like Metalhead type of robot takeover. It was more software AI takeover.
Mhm.
So, like if Google is messing with their algorithms, and it just happens to get alive, and then all the planes start falling from the sky or something. That's what I was thinking of. But now this new Metalhead, it kind of made it more serious for me, like physical robot army. Like it made it more real, and just how scary it is. And I also wanted to get to the point. Oh, you wanted to respond to that, but yeah, the differentiation between software AI and physical robot army. You have anything to say on that shit? All right, let me just go and then, it's funny that things. I always find it terrifying, the concept of unintended consequences, and how things that you normally do, like taken out of context, could end up being so weird and so deadly. So, for example, if you're training a robot to, in the context it is, you want to open the door because you want it to give you waffles. But if you change the context and keep the same action of open a door, it's gonna open the door to kill you, and you can just change the context, keeping the same core action. And that's something I find really scary because
Yeah, it's like tons of applications for these
man.
devices, and obviously the almost always the immediate, I guess, need. I'm just like being overgeneralizing, but the immediate need is for government for these type of devices is military. There's always military intentions.
That's the big budget.
That's there's always these contracts like, hey, when's this next robot coming out that can open the door, walk in, scan the room, assess threats or whatever, and then boom, boom, boom.
Oh, it's so funny you say, because that's what happened with the internet. Also, it was a military thing. The U.S. military created it, and then it became a consumer product. Now it's the biggest thing, and military is at the forefront because why? Because they have the biggest money. They have the biggest
They
paychecks.
got all the money.
Oh, this is not good. If you're leading your civilization with military stuff, that's not good at all.
Yeah, I think
If they're at the cutting edge of all these things,
if I'm not mistaken, which I probably am, I think the U.S. military budget
is the largest.
Is like one of the biggest. I think we're number one.
I think it's like double
in the world, and it's more than the next like.
Oh right.
8 or 7 combined countries' military budgets.
Yeah.
Like, if you combine the next 6 or 7 on the list, it doesn't even touch the U.S. military budget.
Yeah, so that would be like China, India, Russia. Yeah. You add all of those,
which are all U.S. allies.
And they all have a ton of more people than we do, bro. They have India, a billion, China another billion, Russia's like 100,000, 120,000. But oh man, there's no way. This is not good. How can we allow this? Why are we so hell bent on killing each other, man? Why security?
Well, that's the definition of power today, right?
To be able to kill somebody else.
Yeah, to have more weapons than the next guy.
So you could charge them lower prices. I mean,
so like
you
deterrent.
Deterrent. Okay, so if you put it in that way, it could actually be for peace. Because there was like a quote that said, if you want something about basically, if everybody's armed, no one's gonna try one another. Mm-hmm. That violence only occurs when they sense weakness. and then that's when they invade. But if everyone's the same, then no one's gonna want to try each other. I mean, that's a hopeful way of looking at it, I
Yeah,
guess.
but really, to me there really isn't a need right now to further develop weaponry
I'm so mad at that.
to make it better, make it more efficient or more, I guess, bigger kill radius or whatever you want to
We
focus on.
could
and
only take
improve.
out 2 towns, but see, with this, you don't understand. We could take out 30 towns. Like, who is in a discussion room going, you know what? I think we need to.
Like, this missile isn't powerful enough.
It's not strong enough,
We
bro.
need a bigger boy.
Yo, why don't we get something that just cuts to the core of the earth and destroys us all? You see, it sounds crazy, but
If we do it, no one will try us.
yeah, no one's gonna try us, man. You know what? What if we kill ourselves? And then no one's gonna try us because we'll be dead. You don't understand, man. I'm so meta. I'm on top of you. That's so sad. I was gonna get to more political stuff. So we have a huge budget, and people are cool with that. I mean, shout out to the true conservatives and libertarians that do say that also have a trouble with military spending, just as they have a trouble with welfare spending. But how are we? Bernie proposed free college education. I think it was a budget of like 95 billion or 65. The military budget,
It's well beyond that.
we don't, dude. There's a whole jet lineup that we made that we didn't use. Did you know? I heard on the Joe Rogan podcast, there is currently like $4 trillion that is not accounted for.
What do you mean?
$4 trillion. Our GDP right now, I think it's 16 trillion. 4 trillion of that, like from 2000, from like the 90s to 2000, went unaccounted for. The I think it's the IRS or whoever keeps track of that. They don't know what happened to the money. They don't know where it is. It's gone. And and they sent out like a letter. There was like a Congress hearing because they were questioning them what happened to them.
It was like, hey, yo, where the money at?
They're like, we're not sure. There's 4 trillion that's unaccounted for. We don't know what happened to it. And so it went somewhere. 4 trillion. How many? Dude, we asked for 60 billion for free college. That's like a drop of 4 trillion, bro. And 4 trillion is gone. They don't know. The freaking people don't know what they did with it. Probably went to like jets or something that we never use.
They probably send a memo. It was like, hey, have you guys seen this money?
What the fuck?
If you do, let me know. If not, please ask someone else.
I am going to look this up because I just thought of this. How are you gonna go missing with that much money? That's not something. There's professionals who are supposed to keep track of every single transaction. It has to be willful ignorance at that point. If you want to get into Illuminati talk, dude, you can't lose that amount of money.
I mean, yeah, if you like,
Little by little over time.
if you just move the decimal a little bit.
I just put in trillions and it came out trillions missing Pentagon. Like it's a thing, dude. No, I said 4 trillion. My bad. Try 6 times that. Almost 21 trillion of. This is a RT. 21 trillion of unauthorized spending by U.S. government discovered by economics professor. It wasn't even a congressional hearing. It was an economics professor who was like, "Hey, according to our tax rates, we should have this much amount of money, and it's gone." Between 1998 and 2015, 21 trillion is we don't know. We just tax people. It went out of our paychecks, and it's gone. We don't know where it is.
We don't know what we spent it on. I mean, obviously the government knows what they spent it on, but we don't know.
I'm so mad. He was at Michigan State, public finance person.
There you go. The world will never know. It's the biggest mystery as how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop.
We must be stopped, bro. We have to be stopped. Humans are so funny because we're so stupid. and yet we think we're so smart. How the fuck? How are we so? I'm getting like cognitive dissonance just thinking about that amount of money, bro, and how we're so stupid. Both we're stupid for letting that shit happen, and they're also just evil people. Well, I'm attributing evil to it, but it could just be ignorance, or if you're trying to like take over the world, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I really don't know what the motivators are for these people. It's probably like just greed and just the need for power.
How much money, bro, do you need, bro?
The need for power, and I don't know.
Dude, you can't explain it. It's irrational. We're irrational people. Why would you want that much money? What's Jeff Bezos, Amazon guy? He's the richest person in history now. You saw that?
Yeah, he's 104 billion.
And 104 billion. How many 100 billions go into 1 trillion?
1,000.
So there's 21,000 billions.
Yeah,
If 100 go in, 21,000 or 2100?
21,000 billion.
21,000 billions. Jeff Bezos, richest guy in history. Richer than that African dude who used to be the... So there's 21,000? There's 21,000 Jeff Bezos worth of stuff gone right now. 21,000 Jeff Bezos. Are you listening to me? 21,000 Jeff Bezos missing just from taxes. They're gone. And I'm over here struggling for my next paycheck, people. Can someone say amen? I swear to God, I'm so mad.
Yeah, and it's really weird that you have to like think about it in that way, because it doesn't put it in perspective like how much money it is.
Dude, it's so much.
If you say 21 trillion, okay, whatever.
Dude, I said 4 trillion.
It's just ridiculous amount of money. Like there's this YouTube video that shows you like how rich someone is. So they'll show you. The guy goes into the notepad, and he shows you $1 billion. There's just $1 billion. It's like a billion has 9 zeros, right? And then he shows you $100,000, which is 5 zeros, right? And it's like, yeah, you could tell that, $1 billion is more than 100,000. It's more zeros, but it doesn't really dawn on you how much it is until you do this. Let's do this. Let's count $1 billion in multiples of 100,000. So then he like begins to replicate 100,000, and then he puts it in notepad until he has all the $1 billion in $100,000 like denominations or whatever. So it's just like
huge
lines and lines
you're scrolling down.
Yeah, and it's like each line has $1 million or something. So then it just keeps going and going and going and going. Actually, no, each line has 500,000, and then it just keeps going and going, right? Until he has $1 billion in lines of 500,000, right? And then he's like, "Oh, well, you look at all my money. Like, if I went and bought a Lamborghini, let's say for $1 million, boom, he just like highlights $1 million, deletes it off of the document, and then he's like, oh wait, and then I start scrolling. Can you tell where I got rid of that that $1 million? No, I can't. It's
so
like it's just chump change to these people. It
doesn't matter.
And there's like let's say I went on a trip and I lost my Lambo. So then I went back and I was like, oh, I gotta buy myself another Lambo. Boom, delete another line. Boom. Oh, but I want to buy some for my friends. Actually, I want a green one. I don't really want this red one anymore. But I'm not gonna return it. So then he starts deleting lines and lines. And I was like, can you tell where I just spent like $4 million? Can you tell where in this notepad like where I spent that money from? Where that money went?
You can't.
No.
It's so much money.
It's so much money.
And I think that's what humans' inability to truly capture the meaning of numbers and the concept of infinity. If it goes above a certain threshold, it's the same to us, dude. It's like, okay, it's too far. I can't picture it. And that's really unfortunate because there's so much money, man.
Yeah, I think, and like it's just ridiculous that you're Like I think like the average money like that someone makes over their lifetime is like $1 million, I think,
Hmm.
or something like that.
I heard that if you go to college, you literally could double it. You could get a million extra just by putting investment of college.
Yeah. So you make I potentially stand to make $1 million over my entire
Your
lifetime, right?
entire being,
Right.
meaning your
So like
entire adult life.
yeah, so like 40. It'll take me like 40 years or something, or 50 years to make $1 million. When these dudes fucking spend it in a night.
Yeah, and we're not even talking about like Jeff Bezos type. We're just talking about maybe like Drake spend $1 million. They spent it in a night over what we had to kill ourselves for the 40 years. And
It's
they spent it. They
ridiculous.
spent it on. Did you see that recent Instagram thing about Jay-Z? They were passing around a receipt. He had spent 90,000 on like 50 bottles in one night. He bought like 50 bottles. Each one was like 1,200, and the check came out at like 90,000, and just in bottles,
Bro.
bro.
That's just ridiculous.
What the fuck? Why are you doing?
That's
And
just
we don't need that
ridiculous,
much money
dude.
to be comfortable. What's like the comfortable? Like 70 grand to be comfortable? Not
Yeah.
even 50, bro.
But I
People are
think-
living comfortable at like 40, 50.
Mm.
Not comfortable, but like you're okay.
You're okay. But like I think like once you go above 75, you're beyond comfortable living.
Beyond comfortable.
Yeah.
So that would be like if you're trying to find in Marxist ideology, that would be like the thing you want to get towards, where you're comfortable. That's where you would want everyone to be
yeah,
equal at.
where you don't have a need for money. You just you're making enough money that it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, I want to get to the point
Anymore.
where you don't have to question getting the premium versions of anything. You know,
Where I don't have to go to Jiffy Lube and they're like, "Do you want to get your tire rotated?" And I'll be like, "No, I can't." Sorry.
yeah, or like we just got Xfinity where we could go. Oh, you want to go 300 Mbps? No problem, man. you want to do the premium version of Spotify? No problem, man. You want to get 4 screens on Netflix? No problem, man. Stuff like that. Premium versions of everything. This is such a stratified society, and I'm shook.
Yeah.
And we put up with this, and yet people find so much meaning in just not knowing about things like this, or not caring. Thank God for being ignorant.
Yeah, the ignorance is
Ignorance
bliss.
stops revolutions every day, B. Every day. Ignorance stops the bourgeois, the proletariat from seizing the means of production. This literally stops it. If people were educated in it, they would be tearing up Bezos' house right now, bro. Or they would be so mad at the government if we found out 21,000 Jeff Bezos worth of people was gone, was taken from them.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous. I had no idea. I'm gonna have to look further into that stuff.
It is so sad. There has to be aliens. There has to be anything. Has to be real. If there's that much money just out there, and that's just money that they couldn't find an excuse for, who's to say there isn't already money that they did find a good excuse for? Like,
I mean, they probably
they have to have aliens.
They spent it on something, but they can't. They're not gonna tell you that what they spent it on because it's probably some secret stuff.
Yeah, aka communicating with God himself or something. I don't know. Man, this is really
It's ridiculous.
ridiculous. That's the precise word for it. There's no need.
And then
We're
one
so
day,
extra.
the dogs are gonna come out. And they're gonna kill
Maybe that's why the dogs kill us, because we ain't shit. That's why they killed us. They're like, what are you doing? You're way off the chart, humans. You trust me, we're doing you a favor right now by putting this freaking shotgun in your head. We're doing you a favor. If you guys want to fuck around and make us. For what? So that you could control the world economy? So you could be able to tell Saudi Arabia, hey, cut us on, maybe if you want to give us a 20% discount on that oil, we won't invade your country, man. What the hell, dude? Just to be powerful, just to be on top of the chain. We're programmed that way. We always want to be on top.
Yeah, I mean, the envy and all that stuff really drives you to want to take over and be number one, like you said.
I just thought of that, dude. I just mentioned they mentioned Marxism in there. Did you catch that line where they were talking about the pigs, where they could smell each other's butt because that's why pigs are dirty apparently, because their nose is at the level of their butts.
Mm-hmm.
And then he said, "Oh, what a terrible way to live." But then the girl said,
But it's an equal one.
but it's an equal one. You want to be equal with the pigs, or do you want to be where we are right now? I mean, right here. I would rather be here, to be honest.
Well, I don't think she meant like equal with the pigs. I'm just saying that she meant that everyone is the same.
So in a good way.
Yeah, because he said like what type of society is that?
Oh, an equal one.
Where blah blah blah, your snout is the same level as your ass, and you go around sniffing asses. And she said it's an equal one. It's an equal society. There's no hierarchy.
There's no pretentiousness
amongst the pigs.
because they all
They're all
smell
the
each
same.
other. Yeah.
They're
Would you want to live in a, if they found, all right, not the Soviet Union type of communism where they were just killing people, but like if it was a, I don't want to say utopia because that makes it sound positive, but an equal society of equal outcome, would you want to live in there where they couldn't let you strive but you were comfortable?
Yeah.
You would be
I'd
cool with
okay
that?
I'd be okay with living in a society like that, because then
As long as
we're all contributing, right, in some way or another, and everyone, like no one has a need for anything.
Man.
Right? It may be a simple life or whatever, or maybe but you're not like number one. There's no number two. Everyone's the same.
Yeah, the hard part is
No one is trying to knock you down or
fight
you for that promotion.
Yeah. Marxism, where did they go wrong, man? The hard part is getting to it, right? Because you can't force people to do that.
Well, I think the
Can't
way
force them to be equal.
communism doesn't work because of the greed.
Yeah, because that's not how we're built, right? Some people are probably a good 40% don't mind, but it's gonna be another percent that want to use it for themselves, like happened with Stalin and Mao, who gave all the resources to their buddies.
Yes.
And they started killing everybody.
Communism can't work because of how much people have to be involved and stuff. But the core of it, what I believe that I'm a socialist.
Facts.
But it's nowhere near the same as communism, right?
Yeah. Have you taken that
sort of like a practical approach to communism, but because it kind of takes into account that there has to be a power, there has to be
some hierarchy, just not too much.
But it just, the whole equal, everyone's equal is like unachievable.
R.I.P. to that idea.
There are just too many people, too many different views. There has to be someone in power that we follow or that we look up to and that we trust to make decisions, because, like I said, there's just too many people and too many different ideologies.
Man,
and a communism would never work.
Fucking communism. We got stuck with capitalism, bro. Well, not really in a sense. We got like the worst
Greed
parts
has
of
poisoned men's
communism.
souls.
And then that happened since the beginning. Since we started, when we came out of survival. Oh, it's funny, she was struggling for survival just like the first humans were, and somehow they built a society off that. You ever think about that? How we were once hunter-gatherers, and then we kind of literally we were running away from real dogs, not even robot dogs, but we were running away from huge wolves and saber-tooths and stuff. And then somehow in all that we figured out, hey, maybe if we plant some stuff and instead of eating it, if we store it, we won't have to worry about it, because we'll just be able to go back. And that eventually turned into society. And somewhere along the way, someone was like, I just pictured them hey, what if I declare myself king and everyone, and then they set up the whole feudalism part, and then like fast forward 100 years, you're freaking paying this guy's, you're oh man, where did we go wrong, man? We had it with the hunter gatherer system, and then that turned into slavery and then feudalism. Well, like some people definitely were like, all right, if you guys want to fuck around and store some corn, well, it's mine now. It's my corn, and you guys better start paying your taxes to me.
Yeah, that always come like dumbfounded me too. It was just saying, how in the hell did we agree, or did humans agree to name this one person
Yeah,
king, or this other or queen,
fucking Duchess of Beverly or whatever,
or
the
pharaoh,
Duke of Wellington,
or pharaoh, or
Pharaoh. What's
or,
another chief? I don't know.
yeah, chief. How what made us agree
Leadership.
to that?
Oh,
Like just the fact that person was a leader, a natural leader, that first one, but then because that first one was the leader,
copycats.
their families,
Oh,
their family somehow became royalty.
yeah. Who got the brilliant idea that brilliance is passed down in families? No, it's not. It's just
And then it was
random.
and then it became like, you are, what's it called? It is your divine right
how do they get to that?
that God has chosen you to be
that's
king.
the funniest part. How did you get from okay, I'm a leader in this tribe to fast forward 200 years? God Himself declared me and my kids superpowers, divine power on this earth. I can fuck your wives. I can do this. I can take your land. Man, there should have been many
Yeah, I mean that's what
steps in between that. People were like, "Chill, cuz,
the
chill."
crown of England is just they believe that it answers, there's no one above the king or the queen except God.
And then people follow them. Like I said, at some point,
but at least they kind of figured it out and said it's a parliamentary monarchy.
yeah, they're the one that with the whole Magna Carta thing and curtailing the king's powers. The English were ahead of that, and then France and America followed suit. But okay, so we're coming back down, right? We're coming back down from people declaring themselves God to now.
Yeah, because the people are just
take your money.
hey man, that's stupid, bro.
That's kind of dumb, don't you think?
Why are we following this person? I
don't know, man. I think his son, like 200 years ago, like saved us in a war, and now he's the son of the uncle of the son. So we just kind of going by it.
We made a mistake, bro.
Dude.
Let's do something else.
And with the whole crazy Roman emperors like Nero who were just killing people, and they were still like, okay, let's go with Nero's son now, or let's go with his nephew, and then families killing each other over which kid to take over the freaking divine power. If it was divine, why are you guys fighting over it? It's up for grabs. Can I partake in the divine choosing shit? If you guys aren't sure who we picked,
but your family isn't noble though.
Super trash. This is only in noble families. Okay, when did it go from one noble family to possibly two?
Yeah, how did we decide which families were noble and which families weren't? So some of them had rights.
Super trash.
The other ones.
I don't think I ever meant the word trash as much as I meant it in the whole human history of hierarchy. It's so trash. How do people?
Gross. People lived in a gross lifestyle too. Like in the Roman times, they would just poop in public. And speak gross. I don't even know. Maybe if I was living there, I would be okay with it.
Yeah, because this would be a normal thing.
It's a normal thing to poop in public and
dude, it was a normal
and
thing.
not wipe or wipe with my hand.
Yeah, because they had no toilet paper, right?
I think they would use their hand or like they would just reuse.
And that's why you use a specific hand, because the other one was literally for sticking your hands in your butt.
Yeah, so you would only shake hands with your right hand or your left hand because you used your other hand to wipe your ass.
Yeah. Oh my God, we have come so far, but in some aspects,
gross.
But in other ones.
Shout out to the invention of plumbing,
dude. I am so the invention of indoor plumbing was a huge factor, because people were, I think they had like little things on the sidewalk, right, where it was just the water. They would hope the rainwater would carry it away, but if not, it would just have they would just have like just rampant whatever diseases are associated with just diarrhea, bro. Ants. I mean, rats. You know the whole plague thing.
That was
They
ridiculous.
killed those freaking fleas and the rats. They would just be chilling with rats all day. The rats took full advantage.
Yeah, millions of people died because of that.
Okay, it's making me more hopeful. So we started off on the other end, talking about how trash it got because how unequal it was. But in terms of just the average life for an average person, it has gotten substantially.
Yeah, the quality of life has dramatically increased.
Yeah, like you like
Dramatically.
no, you don't understand how much better it got. You have no
It's
idea.
exponentially better. Like if you grab someone from, like I said, from the Roman times, you brought them to now, they'd be like, bro, you mean I can not smell like shit all the time? I can take a bath every day.
You mean I can sleep without having a fear of getting eaten alive by rats, bro?
This is crazy, bro.
Man.
And just imagine like how much better it's gonna be for like generations from now for these kids.
Yeah, now that we have the basics down of shelter, we still don't have that in some societies. And with the whole Flint, Michigan, like, but that's like much minor in a sense compared to what we're talking about here in terms of historical time. But yeah, in the future, the comforts of life, just consumer. That's gonna be the true rise of consumer society, bro. Like on some Wall-E type of thing, where the fat people, vroom, being like moved
Oh.
around, the chairs take that for them, you know.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
don't have to walk anymore because the chair moves you, so you get fat.
yeah, and oh man, oh that's where we're headed.
Potentially, but I mean,
Or we could.
it's something that I think we're aware of as a society that we want to be increase the quality of life, but at the same time not lose
Not lose
so other
values,
aspects of it.
like concept of hard work,
Yeah, like the concept of
earning your keep. Oh, yeah, and eating healthy. Yeah, because you wanna. This is your house, man. Your body's your house.
Yeah, and you're still contributing to society in a way.
All right,
To
so
just cash.
people going back to the kings and queens. So during a barter economy, how did they couldn't accumulate wealth if you were just trading 3 cows for 50 sheep unless you had hella sheep.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's who had the power, right? Whoever had the most
I got
sheep,
I got llamas for the
pigs,
cheap. Hit me up.
llamas, corn, stuff
And then
like that.
and then ooh man, when they made currency, the first guy who figured out, yo, if I trade all my sheep, I could get all this currency, and I don't have to worry about taking care of the sheep anymore because now I've converted them to gold.
Mm-hmm.
What if I bet the first thing they did was buy a private army or like some sort of reinforcement, and then that's when it started, dude. When when the guy who had 50 llamas sold it for these banknotes or for these precious little stones,
Yeah.
he definitely bought a private army and seized the things around him with
Took
that
over.
army. Yeah. And then from there, he declared himself divine right, and then all his kids, and then his kid has kids, and then that spread all over the world, and you had freaking
Yeah, and then everybody just forgot that he just took it.
yeah, everybody forgot the core of that, which was this guy just bought a private army and he took things from us, man. He took things from us, and now his kids rule the world.
Yeah, history swallowed that fact.
Oh no, he got lost.
I'm sure we can
we can trace it.
we can trace it back if we spend enough time to researching all this stuff and
The first
to the
king.
first reign in England or the first reign in France or something like that.
Yeah, dynasties.
We can
I know in
probably
China they
trace it
were
back.
way ahead. In China, they were like hundreds of years ahead in the whole hierarchy structure.
Mm-hmm.
Because in Europe they were still freaking nomads and stuff. But meanwhile over there they had like the Ming dynasty and all that. So the Chinese were ahead of that whole hierarchy structure. And also the Indus Valley in India, Indus Valley civilizations. Like Babel or something like that in Mesopotamia.
Mm-hmm.
Those were like the very first ones. But Shit, I lost what I was gonna say right now. Super trash, man.
I should just be king.
Yeah, why can't we all take turns? Well, you know, I was gonna say about Genghis Khan, just the fact that I think it's like 30% or something of the people in, I think, Asia, Northern Asia, like Mongolia and stuff. Like 30% of the whole people there are his direct descendants of
Mhm.
Genghis Khan.
Yeah, he raped
The
so many women.
Golden Horde. Oh man, can you imagine living in those times
Be ridiculous.
when you saw a freaking army of horses and just people just came and you better bend the knee and give me all of your valuables or otherwise we're killing everybody. And then they took that shit to Europe. They conquered all the Kakistans, all of Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the one that stopped them?
I
When
don't
they, I think it
know.
was when they reached Austria, they finally hit their peak. So all the way from the Beijing or whatever on this side,
Yeah.
all the way, dude. They conquered everyone, and I think when they hit like Austria is when they reached their full extent. A single dude
Was it? What do you
out of
mean? Like they
control.
reached a force and like they got attacked by an army that they couldn't overtake, or
Yeah, yeah. I'm talking about like the full extent of the Golden Horde. When it, like, I think it was like in Austria, the ones that held it down and
Hmm.
managed to keep them away. But
Interesting.
those motherfuckers were crazy.
Yeah, and there were so like many
A
that
lot of hordes, right?
that attempted to do that, like Alexander the Great, Genghis Khan,
Oh yeah.
Caesar, Nero, like just so many people tried to take over the world.
Napoleon too.
Napoleon Bonaparte, the latest one, freaking Hitler.
Oh, Hitler was like out here. Stalin. But that was more ideological. I'm talking about like strictly taking over the world. Like Caesar was on that shit. Genghis Khan. And all there must have been a lot even before that. The Crusades, that was under religion. But yeah, going into the Middle East and saying, yo, we kind of out here, so we're gonna take over Jerusalem and all that.
Yeah, there were
And the
just so
caliphates,
many.
the whole ISIS, even now, the Caliphate of Northern Africa, the Ottoman Empire, the Austrian Empire, so many people, and at the heads of those were fucking kings that we were talking about. Those motherfuckers, starting from the first guy who bought a private army, it extended somehow to all these people who had different armies, and just you want to raise your kids and then give them to my army, and I'm gonna send them somewhere to die because I want the land over there. Maybe I might want to go to Istanbul or Constantinople on a Saturday. I want to go. Let me take over your city. Hit me up.
Yeah, like I said, and if it's even as recent as World War II, I mean, that was the whole intent of Hitler. He wanted the Third Reich. He wanted it to.
He wanted Lebensraum.
He wanted to take over the world. He used the idea that
Racial
humans that weren't
hierarchy.
Aryan were
Aryan race.
less.
Oh, there's a joke. If I think it was either Andrew Schultz or someone who said it. I want to give him credit. I'm just clear it wasn't me who said this. He was like, "Yo, Hitler, if you wanted to establish a country with like 99% white people with blue eyes, why didn't he look at Sweden, Norway? They already figured it out. And they didn't do it through violence. And even today, it's like 99% blonde hair, blue eyes. All of us came in naming countries. And that's all Hitler wanted. So how the fuck did the people up there do it? And this guy had to start a whole world war, and he freaking failed at it. He was just taking a blueprint. They probably could have told him, hey, man, you don't need to do that. You can do that like just over time.
Yeah, it's gonna take some time. You're not gonna live to see it.
Yeah, but trust me, it's possible. People will leave, bro. Like people will just dip. They realize they're not fucking with you culturally. They'll just dip, man. Because even today, that shit. Shout out to Scandinavia, super progressive, probably the most progressive, highest living standards, happiest. They have it made over there. Social democracy reigns supreme. I don't think there's any factions of like just crazy shit, but that's what we're trying to get at. We're just trying to be like Sweden, Norway, Denmark.
Yeah, it's strange to me. Like, how can they just be so happy with each other? How can they not have the problems that the
That the rest of the
U.S.
world
and the rest
has,
of the world
not just the
has?
U.S., also Germany, France, Great Britain. All these countries are fucked, right? They're all like, what the fuck? Do we want to go with the fascist alt right, or do we want to go all the way left? And they're over there, like, right in the middle. They hit the sweet spot of social democracy. And that's what we're trying to get at. Because there's something special about maybe a ratio of 70% Marxism to 30% capitalism. They found the fucking golden ratio of what you were talking about. They figured it out, and we're just trying to get there. And they're telling us, no, man, we can't have universal health care. We can't have a welfare state. We can't have this. We can't have. We need an army. Those guys figured it out. Can we just at least try it once, please? Can we just try it out? I mean, if we don't, we'll go back to killing each other and taking over the world and losing 21 million Bezos.
$21 trillion just gone.
All right, man. We're at a minute 15. This actually turned out to be the biggest one, and the first 15 minutes were absolute trash. But we got somewhere as soon as we stopped talking about the episode.
Yeah, we took it somewhere else. It completely had nothing to do with
Yeah.
what the episode was about.
Sorry if you weren't into the history of humans in general. That was probably super. You probably turned off like as soon as we started, so you're not even here. So we're not paying attention to you. But thank you for listening for the first 15. I mean,
Yeah.
but if you made it all the way here, super shout outs to you. There still hasn't been a subscriber at the 11th, so I'm not gonna shout anybody out, but I'm still keeping that promise. If you wanna subscribe, guys, please.
We're really at 10 subscribers?
Hmm?
We're really at 10 subscribers?
I think we're at like 9, bro. But I
9.
checked and there was no 11th.
Okay.
I'm not even sure if I'm using the SoundCloud numbers, if I'm using the YouTube numbers, or if I'm using Instagram numbers. But I don't know. Whichever one I feel like, I'll shout out your username. But
Nice.
all right, that has been another episode of the Running World Podcast. I've been your host, Jorge Luis Moreno.
And I have been your other host, Angel Silva. Peace out, fam.